Right guys, welcome to my video. I hope you liked the last video, which was the dining table build, but guess what, she's come at me again, hasn't she? Now she wants a bench to match it, and I've got no time whatsoever to do it. So it's gonna be a basic bench. I'm gonna, sand it, oil it, all that kind of thing, but I'm gonna do with this bench. It's the dining table weren't for everybody. It was for, like, we've got 4 extra people coming, so we needed a bit of extra space. We've got a dining table, but we needed an extra one. Last year we had to put up a folding table to accommodate everybody that come, but this year she's got the table that she wanted. All basic, you'll have seen that on the last video. But let's get to the plans. Like my new whiteboard, look at it, whiteboard. So I hope you can see this. So the bench has got to be 148 centimetres long. It's got to stand 48 centimetres high. Now I want to put on the ends, the legs on the ends, sort of like that, this sort of design. That should be a taper, and then something in there. So this is the end, that's the end, and we're going to have the section that holds it all together is going to be done by 2x4s, like that. So you got like that, like that. Excuse my artistic endeavours here. 2x4s with a support in the middle there, and I'm just going to simply screw in here, and if I get time I'll dowel them and I'll, put plugs in and stuff like that. These are going to sit on the end. So let's get to it. It's all going to be done out of 2x4s, 2x4s, and possibly some 6x1, and it's all going to be pine to match the last one, the table. So let's get on with it and let's see what we can do. Right, so I've got 2x4s left over from the last project. The depth, they measure roughly 4.5 centimetres. So I need to take 9 centimetres off the length. So the length was 148, so that leaves me 139. So I'll get these two cut down to 139. I think that's right. What I'm doing now is working out the depth of the seat. So this all depends on how fat my sister-in-law's backside is. I'd go 35 just to be on the safe side. Need plenty of support and stuff. I hope you don't watch this video, right? But no, there you go. So that's 35. So I can measure the outside diameter now, and I need that inside diameter, because I'm going to be screwing from the ends and putting a support piece along here. Right, so what I've had to do, I've run out of 4x2, but I've just raided bits of scrap I've had lying about, and I found this piece, and I found this piece. Let me clean that piece up first at the end. So that's the basic of it cut. I am going to do something in here and on the other side of the section, and I'm just worried about racking. So I don't know what I'm going to do there, but I wanted to do something kind of decorative and different, so I'm going to come up with a few ideas. It's end of the day now anyway, so I'll be finishing up for today, but something decorative for here. Now I could have used 6x2, sorry, which would have brought it in a bit more and put maybe a 2x4 in the middle, but I want to try something a little bit odd, a little bit different, so let's go with that. All these things, and then I'm not allowed in unless I get a good dust off. She absolutely goes bonkers at me. Anyway, I make sure you clean your tools off. So here now, I'm going to cut some braces just using some of the more bits of 4x2, and this will go onto the bench. So you can see these braces now. Don't forget my table's not level, so we'll sort of sit in here like this onto the front and to the back. So that'll give it some support from racking. I still need to do something here though. So I've got some of this left over. So what I'm just thinking basically, because I'm in a bit of a tight pickle, is fitting some of that in there and maybe a cross stretcher. Depending on how strong it is with them cross braces there, it might be strong enough, but let's try it anyway. So what I'm going to do now is drive into each corner, 4 corners, 3 of these 70mm screws that way in. So I'm just measuring the halfway point here to put the stretcher, the support piece, just come there. You don't have to be perfect with this. And then that, I'll line that up, get it in there, like such, and get it screwed down. So I'm just measuring down 4 centimetres from the top here, and this where I'll just toenail a little stretcher going sideways into this. Just make a mark, and then that I'll sort of sit in there. I'll toenail it from the underneath so you won't see the screw, and hopefully that should hold it. Right, so now what we're going to do, we're just going to put the cross braces in here on that side. And simply, you won't see these screws, just drill a pilot hole, there, there. This is just a temporary bench within the kitchen, so, but I'm going to make it look nice at the end. And then again, the same screws, just make it sort of, it's all going to get sanded and a bit of routing on it probably. That ain't gonna go nowheres. So as you can see there, that's the basic frame up. Because of these supports here, I don't need this bar along the bottom, which is a benefit really if she wants to push anything underneath it. Don't worry about the wobble, that's this table. It's just not level at all. But that is solid, so we'll get a top on it now and I'll show you what wood I'm going to use for that. So I'm going to use 1x6 pine for the top, but I'm going to put them on a 45-degree slanted angle, as you can see there. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. It's a little bit different. We'll do it across there. I'm just a bit concerned when it comes to the ends, but I'm sure I'll sort that. It's just a temporary thing, but it gives me a bit of practice. So that's all the tops cut, best to my ability to get it into the sizes. I've just got to fit this down, give it a sand over, and let's see what's next, guys. Right, so simply, this is roughly sort of 20 centimetres across, give or take a few mil. So I'm just going like 5 in from each end, centimetres. Ooh. One, two. It's not a perfect job, this. It doesn't intend to be. I'm not trying to make it a perfect job, but I will be sanding it and doing a bit of routing on it just to give it a bit of something. And simply do that all over the table. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go round routing over, trimming over some of the ends. There's no battery in that there. I'm just using a little chamfer bit, and I've set it to sort of size I want. Nice little tool, that, Melith Tools, link in the description, you'll get 15% off. But I'll just go over it all now. Right, another good little gadget's this Milescraft thing, little sander, like to get into a little detail and stuff like that. So I need to get into the sort of grooves just to break down the edges. I'll show you that now. So just to get into these gaps here, just knock them edges over a little bit so they're not sharp. And that's all it is, that. Right, so now I'll be sanding all this, and I'll be using the 3M extract 150ml, and I'm going to be finishing it all to a 150 grit paper. Let's get a bit of sanding done. Right, now guys, all this is going to get is 2 coats of Danish oil. So I'm going to start it now. I'm not going to bore you with all the oiling, you know how to oil, but this is just like really good quality Danish oil. Just whap it on, leave it on for 15-20 minutes, and then just wipe the excess away, leave it overnight to dry, and then give it a quick rub over with a really fine grit sandpaper, like around about 500 grit, something like that, just to denib it. And then another coat of Danish oil. See how it is after that. And then just a brown paper bag, waxy bag over it all, and it should be good to go. So you just leave this to me now. I'll get on with the Danish oil. I'm not going to bore you with it, but it goes on really quick. And that Danish oil will dry up a lot lighter than what it's going on. So here now I'm just wiping any excess away. Just making sure there's no runs or anything that might make it a bit less bad looking, if that makes sense. It's been left about 20 minutes before I do this step, and it's starting to look nice, and that'll dry up a lot lighter than it looks.
Billy, that's absolutely beautiful. It's so smooth. I love this. You're going to have to make one for me, you know.
Right guys, what I'm going to use, simple bit of brown paper. It's all dried, it's had its 2 coats. I've de-nibbed it to a certain extent, and I'm just going to rub over it now with some brown paper. So just scribble it up and just give the old table a wipe over, and you can absolutely feel the difference there. Already it makes a massive difference. A nice little tip there that a lot of you know anyway, but just in case you don't know, I just thought I'd share it. Sharing's caring and all that kind of thing. Just all over the table. That is silky smooth now. And I'll just spend 5-10 minutes doing this. Right people, here's it's finished. Nice bench with this sort of, what design would you call that? Herringbone? I don't know. I ain't got a clue. It's solid, absolutely rock solid. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, she'll use this with the dining table I made last week. I've not bothered plugging the ends and tops. I probably will go back to doing that. It's just that she just wanted it so much at last minute. I just thought I'd get it done, and I'm quite surprised how good it sort of turned out, really, to be honest. This section here, maybe I could have brought this and done the joinery there a little bit the other way, but I quite like the look because it gives it that sort of utilitarian sort of, you know, rugged and robust sort of vibe with this sort of slatted sideways 45-degree sort of herringbone look to the top. You'd easy fit 3 people on that, I suppose. It's 150 centimetres long. I forget the overall dimensions. I will put them in the description or on screen for you. But let me know what you think of the finished bench, and whether you like this style of video where I'm actually talking through the video rather than doing an overlay sort of voiceover. So thanks for watching guys, you're all absolutely superb. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, it helps the channel massively. Hit the notifications, and I can't thank you all enough, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll have videos on over Christmas, not to worry there. Thank you.